Sajjad, Karim, at the end of the day, it's about who's the most passionate that will get their way. Those who are the most emphatic, who voice things the most, since the country is so split.
Supporting part of the United Kingdom was actually led by people who were the most vociferous. I do get a sense and feeling that actually we are now moving into a very different stage of debate, where some of the details, some of the less impassioned aspects of what is involved with leaving the European Union will actually get far more consideration with a much cooler mind, which was not an atmosphere that existed during the last EU referendum campaign. So in terms of stirring up emotions and passions, the Brexit brigade was certainly far better at that than those of us that were supporting Remain.
According to YouGov, with hindsight, a clear majority now believe Brexit's a mistake. Here's the subtlety, though. That doesn't mean that a clear majority favors a second referendum. That's according to that, according to part of that YouGov survey. And we heard Ben Page saying in part one of our discussion how most people are split over whether to have a second referendum. They definitely don't want a second general election. So Sajjad, Karim, you're saying that people are less impassioned than they were 2.5 years ago. But really, how much has Britain changed?
Well, I think the actual situation is this. People take the following view. The people that wanted Brexit and won the referendum made certain promises to them. And they were promised that this would be a pain-free exercise that would lead to prosperity. And so they are now demanding, people are now demanding that fulfill the promise that you made. Now, the parliamentarians know that that is not a promise that can actually be fulfilled. And therefore, the people are demanding that if you cannot fulfill that promise, then actually they do not want a general election. They don't even want to have a further referendum on this. They just want the people that promised this to now finish this and deal with it in whatever way they possibly can, based upon the promises that they made. Now, if those promises can't be fulfilled, I'm afraid with a deadlocked parliament, we are left with no choice but to once again, even though the public don't want it, to call upon the public to give us one final set of instructions. And that is only most properly and effectively done by way of another much unwanted referendum.